What's going on? Welcome into OGMC Online Gaming Man Cave, and I'm your OG, built up real nice. And today we're going to dive into why thrust stance is so damn good and why this term tactical retreat may be the game changer in you winning some of those boss fights. First and foremost, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into what thrust stance really is. Let's talk about the thrust stance. In Black Myth Wukong, the thrust stance is one of the combat postures that players can use to attack and defend while controlling the main character. Wukong, Black Myth Wukong it is, should have won Game of the Year, is basically a game that blends traditional Chinese mythology with dynamic, fast-paced action combat, and the different stances or modes allow Wukong to adapt to various combat situations. Now, you got different stances like Pillar, Smash, but thrust stance, I feel, is the best when you're going against the arduous bosses. Now, the thrust stance specifically focuses on quick, piercing attacks designed to break through enemies' defenses and deal damage at a distance. Let me say that again, deal damage at a distance. This stance emphasizes precision and control, often involving a thrusting motion with Wukong's weapon, whatever staff you're using. That could be the Black Iron Staff or the Fuban or whatever you call it. But let's just dive in and look at some of the key points about thrust stance. Now, when we talk about precision, the thrust stance is all about delivering swift, sharp attacks with high accuracy, often targeting specific weak points on the enemy, as you see in some of the gameplay now. Let's talk about range. While not necessarily long range distance like some of the other smash stances and other stances we talk about, thrust stance allows Wukong to strike from a mid-range distance, keeping him agile while still being able to deal damage without getting too close to the enemy, while facing enemies with shields or armor. This precise focused nature of this attack can bypass certain defensive stances. Now let's look at the tactical approach. This stance is more about calculated offense than wild and aggressive and all over the place like the smash stance. It can be used in combination with other stances to adapt the enemy's behavior and strategies. Overall, the thrust stance is just, it's the best. It's the best. So now those people that enjoy all stances, smash stance, pillar stance, and thrust stance, take a look at what thrust stance has to offer. Let's go into something we call tactical retreat, which is one of the best things about having thrust stance. And it can be a game changer in you beating some of these arduous bosses you come up against towards the end of the chapters and gameplay. All right, now let's get into some tactical retreat, okay? Tactical retreat has saved me a lot of times, and honestly, I thought I was doing tactical retreat, but I just learned it in my third playthrough. Shouts out to Beezy. Please check him out. He's beat this game 3 or 4 times as well, but he actually showed me in Discord how this actually works and how to use it effectively. So when we talk about tactical retreat is a gameplay mechanic that allows Wukong to strategically disengage from combat when the situation becomes too overwhelming or dangerous. Now, how do you do tactical retreat? Well, it's very simple. You're going to hit your light attack button and then tap the heavy attack button when you want to retreat. So for example, light attack, and then I tap the heavy attack button to retreat. Here we go again. Let's go into the next clip. So light attack, I see him coming, heavy attack button, I tap it and retreat. And it works over and over again like this, no matter what set or build I have. As long as I am in thrust stance, I can do this and finish off enemies just like I did here. Now, this feature is especially useful in difficult battles or against tough enemies. Like I just mentioned, at the end of those chapter battles, Erlang, whatever you want to call them, Stone Monkey, this gives the player a chance to reposition, recover, and reassess their approach. Now let's break down what tactical retreat really entails. From a strategic withdrawal, the tactical retreat is essentially a way for Wukong to retreat from the fight, avoiding direct combat when needed. This can help the player avoid taking unnecessary damage and gives the time to plan his next move. Number 2, regeneration or recovery. By retreating, Wukong can gain the opportunity to regenerate health or regroup before re-entering into a fray. It can be particularly useful when health is low or when the enemy is about to unleash a devastating attack. Now, not only that, you can reposition yourself. The retreat allows Wukong to reposition on the battlefield. By taking a step back, the players can find better angles of attacking or get out of a crowded or dangerous environment. Now, you know how you get like really nervous towards the end of those fights? This can take away that overwhelmness, okay? Some battles can become chaotic And with multiple enemies or relentless attacks, this tactical retreat offers a way to prevent the player from being overwhelmed by giving them a brief reset to assess the situation. So that in combination with timing and resource management, the tactical retreat is not always freely available action. It might require good timing and specific resource management. Let's take this for example. It could be tied to stamina or other resources determine when you can disengage effectively. Now, as we look at the battles and as you're looking at the gameplay that we're going through right now, tactical retreat has saved me over and over. And this gameplay is against some of the top bosses in the game. You have to learn how to tactical retreat to be effective in some of these hard bosses. I've met people that has done the playthrough and they're going through the second playthrough and they're like, hey, I didn't beat Erlang or Erlong in the first playthrough. Will I be able to beat them in the second playthrough because I'm a little bit stronger? Until you come up with a plan, until you decide on what build you're using, as you see in these games, I've used the Bull build, the Bull King. I've used the Pilgrim set. I've used the Wukong set. Every set has a tactical retreat to it, and every set has a different plus from tactical retreat. If you're in the Wukong stance, you get more stamina back depending on the relics you're using or the soaks you're using. If you're in the Pilgrim set, you'll be able to dodge more, dodge easier. And the thing about tactical retreat, it works no matter the amount of focus points you have. It's just about timing. So if you're not good at perfect dodging, if you don't have a set on that can perfect dodge it like the Bull King set, or if you're just not good at moving around, tactical retreat is one thing you want to use paired with the thrust stance, because it comes from the thrust stance, to get you better and to get you moving through the game a lot faster. Now, take your time when moving through the game. This game offers a lot of different builds, a lot of different soaks, a lot of different relics, and I'm not just getting into all that type of stuff in my third playthrough. Do not rush the process. Do your research on your builds, do your research on the soaks and relics that you can use in this game, because those are game changers paired with a great stance and using the attributes of each stance that you decide to use. But like with me, thrust stance and my tactical retreat, I'll manage to beat a lot of big bosses in a timely manner, so I'm not wasting a lot of time or a lot of hours on these bosses. Hopefully this video helps you. With that being said, y'all already know what it is. It's OGMC, the OG built up real nice. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and go try tactical retreat.